Hi, my name is Mr. Palmer. I'm the band director at Clear Lake Intermediate, and we're going to talk through some of the horn etudes for region band. We're going to get started on the lyrical etude. If you'll come in here and see the time signature we're going to start out in and remain is 3/4 time. That means 3 beats per measure. You may not be used to playing in 3/4 time, but when you're counting, just think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our key signature is very simple. We have a B flat, and so you're going to be thinking E natural. If you're used to doing E flat in lots of songs, don't end this one. I don't believe we have any E flats. Okay. Starting out, you'll see this rhythm here. It's a quarter note, dotted quarter note, eighth note, and it actually shows up 8 times in the song, which is it's like more than a third of the measures, and that will be counted 1, 2, and 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So just make sure you subdivide through there so that you don't put your 8th note on beat 3. Notice here we start out piano, which is soft. We're going to have a crescendo, so you'll get louder, and then we're going to reset back to piano, and that happens again later on and actually continues happening a whole lot. So this etude is pretty chill, and you're not going to be playing loud on a bunch of it. Look over here at measure 7. This is the first kind of difficult rhythm that's going to show up here. Maybe you're not used to these 16th notes with the 2 beams. Those are 16th notes. It's actually attached to an 8th note at the beginning. So how are we going to count 16th notes? If we have 4 of them together, then we'll count them 1 E and A. If you had a whole measure of them, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A. So they'll go by rather quickly. And in this case, if we tie the first 2 together, then that's the same as making it an 8th note. So instead of 1 E and A, we would do 1 and A. And so you'll think there in measure 7, 1 and A, 2 and 3 and. And then we have the same idea over here in measure 17. This rhythm shows up in the second etude a whole lot also. Come over here to measure 10. We have a G sharp accidental, and remember that accidentals remain in effect for the whole measure, and so we have G sharp, E, and then another G sharp. You'll want to keep that in mind. One tricky thing that's going to show up here in measure 14, 15, and 16 is this. I'm going to play these for you because it's real easy to not get a harmonic low enough. This is what they should sound like. Okay. Now, if you don't get low enough, then it'll sound like this. And the tricky thing about horn is the harmonics are so close together that it's easy to play them wrong and not really know it because it still kind of sounds right. This is wrong, but it sounds right. Okay, so for going from the first quarter note in each measure to that first 8th note, I did not get low enough for each one of those, and as a result, it was wrong, but it didn't sound wrong. So let me play it correctly again. This is 14. So make sure that you check those with a tuner pretty often, just so you are getting that right. Last thing I want to point out here is the end of measure 19. I've heard a lot of students in the past play this note real short, and because you feel like you're getting to the end of the etude. You don't have much longer to go, so see if you can make it in one breath, and if you do need to breathe, at least don't chop it right there. So here is the full playthrough on the first etude.